Hi baby stars, welcome back to my channel. It had been so long since I last made a video, and if you're a returning subscriber, you probably noticed that I removed a lot of my older videos because they pretty much don't resonate well with me anymore, and I don't really like how forced I sound in a lot of the older videos. I feel like I'm kind of faking my personality, so I took them down, but I kept the ones that a lot of you girls enjoy watching up. So if you find it helpful, the videos are still there, but maybe at some point I might make them private, but that's not the whole point of this video. I am back. So I was going through a lot, but not exactly like negative things. I feel like a lot of the times when I say I'm going through something, a lot of people immediately assume that it's something negative, but it's not. I was exploring myself and learning a lot about myself. So during those times I thought about making videos. It's just that I feel like I wasn't exactly ready to talk about anything at all, so I just want to keep myself like to myself. I want to talk about my appearance transformation. I'm gonna insert a picture of how I used to look like versus how I look like now. I'm gonna touch briefly about what I did. To be honest, I am not going to give you any advice on what you should do about your appearances. In fact, it's not actually a weight loss advice video because I feel like everybody is too different, and I'm gonna talk about that in a while. First thing first, if you want to transform how you look, you gotta at least know how you want to look, right? So you have to at least curate an aesthetic that you like. I love Lolita fashion. I love the more sort of like coquettish style. I don't know how to pronounce that. I like all the cutesy fairy core outfits, but I don't think that you should limit yourself to just one box. You have to experiment with what you like, so don't be afraid to mix and match everything, right? So this is the outfit aspect of it. To me, it does play a role in how I transform my body and my looks, because to be honest, when you kind of visualize yourself wearing certain outfits, you gotta imagine how your body looks like in the outfit as well, right? Including the makeup, the hairstyle, and everything. So if you're not into fashion, then that's fine. You can also curate the image that you want to look like what kind of person do you want to look like. So a lot of the times people, including myself in the past, tend to scroll through social media or Pinterest to look for inspiration. I used to have vision board of the aesthetic goals that I want to look like, but I never achieved them. Okay, some of them did came true, but most of them it just don't work. Okay, and then I had a lot of like diet plans, and I tried to follow every celebrity diet plans that's under the sun. I tried everything. Okay, you name it, I tried everything. Let's not talk about the past that I went through, but yeah, I tried everything and I realized that none of them works. But how did I finally achieve what I want? I realized that it all boils down to your imagination. Okay, it's gonna sound very mystical, but whatever works, it works. Okay, this is what works for me, and I highly encourage you to search for something that works for yourself through trial and error, right? Because you can watch like a ton of videos and everyone will have their own perspective, including me. So I don't think you should listen to just one source, one person, one book, or like one diet or whatever. You should try to experiment with yourself and see what works best for you. See something that can really stick with you, and regardless of what everyone says, if it works for you, it works for you, right? Because it's your body, it's how you want to look. It doesn't have to do with anyone else, right? So that includes your aesthetic goals as well. It shouldn't look like someone else. It should look like how you want to look like. Because for example, if you wake up and you immediately look like someone that you admire, wouldn't that be kind of weird? Like, who are you even? You become like a carbon copy of that person instead of yourself. So why not just come up with an idea of how you want to look like for yourself? And also, you have to omit everyone's opinion, like completely. Man, your parents, your friends, everybody. It has to be what you genuinely love. Okay, so this is what works for me. If you love the opinion of others, you like validation, by all means go for it. It's just that I personally managed to achieve what I want by omitting everyone else's opinion and just listen to myself. Now let's talk about imagination. Vision board, personally, to me, it doesn't really work. I know it works for a lot of people, but it doesn't work for me because I realized that I was constantly looking at others, right? The vision board, usually they consist of pictures taken by other people. So in my imagination, it's sort of like other people that are in the image itself instead of me. So I completely scratch that off and I rely on my own imagination. And I love fashion, right? I love outfits. So whenever I look at outfits that I like, I sort of curate how I look like in those outfits, and that includes how my body looks like. So I have a very strong image of how I want to look like in certain outfits. This is the challenge, okay? This is the challenge. The moment you look into the mirror or you look at photos, especially photos that are taken by others, like candid photos, you might be shocked. Oh my god, I don't look like how I imagine myself to look like, and that might frustrate you. You might want to give up because what's the point, right? It seems like your goal is so far away and you can never achieve it. But what helped me was to just keep talking to myself as if I am already the skinny person. I know it sounds really absurd, but even now, we do have weight fluctuates, right? It's a very normal thing, but you have to constantly put yourself in the POV of your imagination. Like, you have to constantly imagine that you are already that girl of your dreams. You are already exactly how you want to look like. For example, my hair is a mess right now. I'm literally like sweating right now, but yeah, I look like a hot mess right now, but it doesn't matter because I know that I still look like how I want to look like. Does that make any sense? So you have to constantly sort of like brainwash yourself. For example, if you step on the scale and you don't see the number that you like, I know you might feel sad, right, and disappointed. Allow yourself to feel those feelings, right? It's normal to feel that way. It's just that you don't constantly go and react, like confirm it, right? Don't constantly give it validation, like, okay, I weigh like 10 kgs more than my imagination, but so what? Acknowledge it, feel sad or feel angry, frustrated, whatever, but don't perpetuate the storyline that you don't like. If you don't like what you see, just stop giving it attention, right? When I was younger, my mom used to teach me this. Before I went to primary school, she prepped me for school. So she told me that if you ever get bullied, stop entertaining them. Basically, stop giving them any attention, report to the teacher, and like stop playing with them, like stop giving them your attention at all. And they will eventually find you super boring and they will find a new target. They won't like bother you anymore because you're so no fun. You're totally like boring to them. So whatever you give attention to, it keeps growing. So I realized that, hey, I constantly react to my weight on the weighing scale and the mirror and the pictures and everything, right? I allow my whole life revolve around how I look. I just want to fully go all in and be the girl of my dreams. Like, what's the point in living if I cannot even look like how I envision myself to look like, if I can't even wear the cute outfits that I always wanted to wear? I know that you can find like different sizes for certain outfits. It's just that I personally have a very specific look that I want to go for, and it's not for anyone, it's not for people pleasing, it's for myself, right? I really want to look like that because that's what I want since I was young. Sometimes your desires just don't make any sense, but if you want it, just go for it, right? So I was so sick and tired, and I told myself that enough is enough. I did like react on some days, and it's fine. It doesn't cancel out anything. Get rid of the skill, okay? Get rid of the skill if you can. Like, literally stop checking in the mirror and stepping on a scale and like measuring yourself all the time. Trust me, if you stop being obsessed with measuring yourself, eventually you're gonna get to your goals. How to keep it when you arrive at your goals is the same thing. You know that you are already the girl of your dreams. Instead of fearing of losing yourself, right, losing the new body that you gain, just love who you are for who you are. And whether it's a fast process or a slow, it depends on how much trust you have in yourself. Don't ever bully yourself. Like, seriously, that is the biggest mistake ever. A lot of people, they hate themselves, and you can never actually hate yourself into being the ideal version of yourself. Well, honestly, I think you can, but you wouldn't like it anyway, and it wouldn't stick anyway, because you're sort of like living with a bully in your head constantly, and it's really stressful. It's so tiring, and it causes me like depression, and I was so sick of it, so sick and tired. So yeah, basically what I do is I just like stop it, and whenever I hear like degrading voices in my head, I just look at it as what it is. Like, I don't own the thoughts anymore, right? I allow it to be there, and usually it doesn't even sound like myself. It sounds like someone else, some of the people that I used to interact with in the past. So I don't care. I'm like, whatever, you don't live in my body, you don't know me, right? I choose whatever I want, and I can mold myself, I can transform myself into whoever I want to be at any moment, right? Because if you are into like esoteric knowledge, you probably know that you are new at every moment. It's because we have this human perspective, so we kind of look at time as linear, but time is not linear. But I'm not gonna go too deep into that. If you want to transform how you look, just use your imagination. Like, seriously, imagine yourself listening to people telling you what you want to hear. For example, for me, I hear people telling me that, wow, you look really lean. I imagine myself looking into the mirror and loving how I feel in my body. Whenever you shop, instead of shopping for your current body now, you shop for your imagined body. And if the outfit doesn't fit you at the moment, stop thinking like someday I'm going to wear it. Stop putting the goal in future tense. You go by your day and you wear whatever outfits that you have right now, but you envision yourself that you are already in that new set of outfit. Regardless of what you see and what you hear, like maybe someone might call you like fatty or whatever, right? There are some really nasty people out there, trust me, but whatever, right? It doesn't matter. They are just like characters in your life. Your entire life literally revolves around you, right? Don't allow yourself to revolve around your appearances, because your appearances is just meant to be something fun. It's like an art piece. Your body is literally like an art piece, right? It kind of shows, projects your imagination. So instead of imagining yourself as someone that's very lowly, and instead of imagining yourself as someone that's very unlikable, not beautiful, imagine yourself as your best self you can as possible, right? And don't hold on to it, because we are constantly evolving. What you like today might change tomorrow, so allow space for growth as well. And yeah, that's it from me. I can definitely go deeper and deeper into what I did, like what sort of food I ate or what kind of workout I did, but I realized that all of those are so irrelevant. Seriously, I thought that the workout, the yoga that I did, and the diet that I went through, I thought that those were the things that helped me achieve my body goals. But once I look back, I realized that none of those are actually helping me at all. Like, seriously, those are just placebos. Like, they are permission slips and placebos, like allowing myself to feel better about myself in the moment, those actions that I took. But they literally don't do anything. It's the imagination that literally brought me to this point, and it literally happens in no time. Like, seriously, don't focus on time, and time won't exist for you. Take that. So that's it for me for today. I really want to talk more, but I have places to be, so do let me know what else do you want to hear from me. Let me know at the comment section. I always enjoy reading your comments, and I will talk to you in my next video. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.